Hello, hello. All right. Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Hello, hello. Hey,
Hello.
Al. Hi. Hi,
Hi.
everybody.
Hello.
If you can turn on your cameras, that would be awesome, but definitely feel free to unmute yourself. So, because we're just going to chat it up. Hi, Adam. All right. So how you doing? How's everybody doing?
Good.
Yeah. You can
Great.
unmute, Adam. Yeah, you doing great? Now, what does that mean, really? How's it going? Hey, Amber. So, all right. Listen, this is you guys' time to just kind of have a safe zone where we can talk about, what's going on, questions, concerns, something outside of just, the business of the business, because we have all that in our calendar, right? We have, Mike Berlin has that awesome getting started, the basics class. Everybody should be on that like crazy. We have a number of other things. Some of us are participating in Bold Pivot. That's almost over. But talk to me. How you feeling? What's going on? Or maybe everybody could just what's like one thing new that you're working on that when we come up out of this, because we will, right? That will have improved for you, either professionally or even personally. Let's have free talk, as they say in Japan.
Okay. Well, for me, Lynette, I was able to get my Instagram going, and I got my Facebook business page up. I was able to get my bio done for my Facebook and Instagram.
Wow. Okay. You got a lot done.
Yes. And also for the Keller Williams, I got that bio done.
Okay. For your website?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Awesome. So you have the site up running. Okay. And what else? So you have all like those main components that you didn't have before, right?
Exactly.
Not have time to do it. Now, right. What else are you doing? So now that they're in motion, have you given some thought as to now how you're going to be able to utilize it so it makes taking that time to get it up and running makes sense? What's your thought? Like,
now I want to. I have somebody coming over next week that's going to show me how to for ads, so I can start posting.
Okay.
Facebook.
Okay. Who's coming over to show you?
My son, who's good at marketing.
Okay. So do you know where to, because first of all, that's a coup to have somebody in-house that understands that whole big world of marketing. Right. Are you able to, do you know where we have kind of the video trainings and the stuff specific to command and doing the ads under command, that you could show that to him so he could take? Okay.
Yeah, I did show him that. We went through all the flyers and the postcards, and also there's a couple of new things they added there.
Always new stuff. Always new stuff.
One for the essential workers. So we went through that. So he just wanted me to write out what I want and think about it, and then we're gonna, get together next week and put something together.
Okay. So a couple of things. So remember, we have Scott Leroy, right? Under Scott Leroy's YouTube channel, there's actually some training just specific to how we use Facebook ads with command. That may just be helpful for him to look at, right?
Okay.
There's, like, you can do Facebook ads direct, but Keller Williams has this agreement with Facebook. So first of all, our leads are cheaper because we're coming in like almost 200,000 small. One off. But there's actually, because you could do a business page, set up an ad separate, but if you send it through command, same kind of thought process, but just kind of house it through command is better for us. So there's information just on the logistics of it, that may be something good for him to just take a quick peek at. So when you guys sit down,
Okay.
because when he says what you want, I would imagine the question, start to think about who is your perfect client? Who is your, you start to think, who are you trying to find or who are you trying to help find you? He's going to be able to help you build the marketing for you to end up in front of those types of people, right? Because we don't want everybody. I don't care what anybody says. We don't want everybody, but just this is dream time now. And you have you actually have great help. So you really this could really catapult your business, right? And just think, what's perfect? Is it a buyer? Is it a seller? It can be, you can want both, but as he'll probably explain to you, when you set up your message, we're not giving the same message to a seller that we're giving to a buyer.
Right.
The message to a first-time buyer is different from someone who's moving up. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, whatever you start, first of all, yay you. As we progress, we can always adjust and tweak, right? So that's awesome. That's awesome. Have you been playing on, which do you like better, the Facebook or the Instagram format? Just personally, what do you
actually,
like?
I'm new to Instagram. I've only been on Instagram for maybe 3-4 weeks, so I'm real new. So.
Okay, so Facebook you're comfortable with?
I'm comfortable with Facebook, but my Facebook business page we just did this week, so I have to get that, going, established.
Well, but you're on Facebook, so
yes.
You are established. You know what I'm saying? You are established. The reason I ask you that, and this is a message for everybody, there's not only is there Facebook and Instagram, now it's daggone TikTok.
Right.
Although I personally just figured out you don't have to do those silly dances on TikTok. You do whatever you want. And it can go as long as you want. I thought it was 10 seconds. I said, all this brilliance in my mind, how am I gonna share it? But this cook, this chef that I follow, he's gotten on TikTok and I'm watching him. And I'm like, oh, he's doing almost full on demonstrations. He's come up with a way. So I'm like, okay, I can like TikTok. There's Pinterest. The point is there's all these different platforms. We can make ourselves crazy trying to do everything. So pick the one you like. Start with that. Pick one. Pick one. So if your comfort level is with Facebook and your likely client is on Facebook, right? Because you can run ads either or. So just things to think about, right? And then conventional wisdom is once you've kind of gotten a little mastery over one platform, then you can go to the next. Like Facebook was easy for me, right? So I switched to learning Instagram and I'm still digging in that. Once I get that, then I'm like, oh, I'm interested. I have an idea for TikTok and it won't be what the other real estate agents are doing silly jokes. I don't have time for that. I have AR card. I don't have time for the jokes. But, okay. Amber, what about you? What's going on? What new groovy thing you have time to learn?
Well, I have my my command is up and running. It took a while for me to get the command up and running. There were some glitches and some issues that had happened. And so I finally got that up and running a couple of weeks ago, well, about 2 weeks ago or so. And I got some contacts plugged in there. And so I'm kind of learning how to work it a little, but I'm not on it as much. I find so I'm doing that well in my and then personally, I've been on my fitness kick for maybe since the COVID happened. For the gym closed, so I've been running at the park every morning and trying to keep my mind clear and so on and so forth because I have a daycare. I don't know if I said that, and we're open. I'm hiding out now. And because I have a lot of parents who are essential workers who work at the hospital, who work at the post office.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So we're essential. But so here's my issue. I'm finding it I'm having a hard time finding time to. You can bring her. Finding time to. Because so before this happened, I could leave, and go to the office, or I could leave and go to Starbucks or whatever. Like, I don't have that no more. So it's hard to try to focus solely on real estate because I'm here and I got all of this happening around me. So that's where my issue is coming in.
It's a new level of happening, right?
Yeah.
It's a new, because I would imagine even the protocol that you have to follow is a whole.
Oh no, that's changed.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So here's what I would say. Well, let me ask you a couple questions because I get it. Because I don't have a daycare, but I have 2 toddlers and a bonus. One is 85. No. One is 85 and one is 82, and 85 got an 80-year-old girlfriend. Okay.
Period.
All of a sudden, I can't disappear. Not disappear, disappear, right? Soon as I get out of my car, hey, I need you, so similar.
I got you.
Similar.
Very similar.
What helped immediately, and we time blocking. Time block. Now, you don't have 5 hours to do it. You don't. That's just real. Right? We're here with it. You don't have 5 hours. But if you could set appointment for just even 30 minutes.
Okay.
30 minutes. Quit. Understand that the big goal, that's later. That's not today, right? But if you just make a focused determination that for 30 minutes every day, I'm gonna sit down and do something in my business, that's still better than hoping you get something done.
Right.
So you make an appointment with yourself. And the reality is it may be early in the day before the little chillins are running around, like right after you take your personal time. See, that's huge. I'm not even taking personal time. So you've inspired me to quit playing. The quarantine is real.
I do that at 5:30 in the morning.
See,
so it's kind of right before my day gets started, I knock that out because that's how I was going to the gym.
Okay, perfect. So think about what would it look like if, and we're talking 6 days, not 7, 6 days.
Okay.
If you carved 30 minutes. Now,
it would be cool.
You know what I mean? But seriously, set it up as an appointment. And then what you might find is, I can get 45, but start with 30.
Right.
But when you get to that time, that appointment with your business, just whatever it is, it can be something as simple as, I just need to send out some lead generation text, whatever it is, what that will help you do at the beginning is at least make sure the real estate business doesn't just get halted.
Yeah, because I'm talking to people, but I kind of I don't feel like I'm touching the database. I don't feel like I'm getting to everybody. Like I'm talking to people.
Well, you're not.
Yeah.
You're not. And that's okay. It's okay. I'll tell you, for peace of mind and sanity, and time blocking is important even without a pandemic and emergency situation. We tend to kind of go with the flow. You have a life right now, there's no go with the flow, or your real estate career will be gone with the wind or to be halted. And when this is over, then you're starting from scratch. So I want to encourage you, just make an appointment for that. Your business, start with 30 minutes. If you can carve out more, that's fine, but start with 30 minutes a day where this is my little, even if you hiding in the car.
Right. Okay, I think today was a good start because I started with this. I've been seeing you come on and I haven't been able to plug in. I was like, I'm plugging in today no matter what. Come hell, high water, I'm plugging in. So here I am.
Excellent. And that's what we're talking about, because we're all swimming upstream right now.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? But I feel you, and you're a service to the people that are a service to us. So thank you, because
Grace and mercy.
The weight of responsibility, I can only half imagine. My mother was an early childhood development specialist, so I understand the general protocols. If she had to work under this, it's the extra cleaning protocol. It's all of that. If children are probably more anxious, it's families. Just give your business 30 minutes a day.
Okay.
More. You'd be surprised. It just
what I can get done.
Anyone else? I see names and not faces. I'm so sad. Movie faces. I let you guys see quarantine hair, and I can hide too. But
how do you do this? I got none. I see a picture. I see a plus. So if I hit remove, what is that gonna do? Is that gonna hang you up?
Remove what?
I'm on my phone, so.
No, I see you. No, I don't see Adam, Adrian. Either of you want to share some things you're working on, you're concerned about, or this is your time. This is like if we met as business owners. Normally we're in the office, right? And we're sitting around. What's happening? Because you're sitting in these classes, and for everybody that's new here, it's a lot of information flooding in. It's the equivalent of trying to get like a cup of water, a sip of water from a fire hydrant. Right. So I imagine that you don't have questions or concerns in general, right? We were already talking about how is it in real life. You know, it's one thing classes are like the theory of it, right? And then we get out in these real estate streets. Right. And it's easy to feel like I'm the only one that has this situation. And by situation, I mean crazy situation. Crazy buyer, crazy seller, people not listening to me, people whatever. So, because, you know, the funny thing about real estate is while there's tens of thousands of us, even in this state, California is ridiculous how many people have licenses. It can become a very lonely existence very quickly because you're navigating by yourself. So all that is to say, this is your time. This is the safe zone. Right. This is what I love to do. Like, are you having anxiety about things, or are you having challenges in dealing with maybe clients? Up until this point, you're like, I'm the only one going through this. And now I'm telling you, no, you're not. It's probably something I've experienced or seasoned agents have experienced, and let's walk it through. Talk it through.
Right.
I have a question.
Sure. Hi, Adrian.
Hi, how are you? So I've been working on making Instagram posts, trying to come from a place of, educating people, especially my age group, social media, because I have a lot of people who are looking to buy homes, but don't even know where to start. So I want to start posting tips and tricks on my Instagram. Is there a resource that you know of that I can find out accurate information, like what a good credit score is, how many, so I can have bullet points of information to give them? Is there like one source that you know of, or should I just continue to Google and find whatever I can?
So thank you for the question, because guess what? I think every age group or every whatever they're calling them, like what's your group? What are you?
I'm 28. I'm 28. So people between the ages are like 27 to 35.
Millennials that don't like being called millennials.
That's, I guess.
I heard they don't like it. I say, so what? I have an ARP card. I call you what I want. Okay. So, believe it or not, so every age range, we all have that same challenge, right? Educating our folk. Because like, again, I always joke, I'm 54. I have an ARP card. And my group, you stop that, Lynette. That they know everything because they bought 30 years ago, right? And I'm trying to educate. So we're always educating because the system, what's considered the best approach, what's considered the best credit score, all those things is always dynamic. Changing. That's the first thing. So it's not one source. I will tell you, we have Tom McCork in our office, the loan officer. The fact that we have that market update every Friday when he's talking about what's happening in the market is my first, everybody's first line of defense in terms of being current on what's happening with the money and access to the money, right? Because I give an example. In 2008, when we had that horrible mortgage meltdown, I remember before that, they were giving loans to people with a 540 credit score. Woo-hoo!
Wow. Yeah.
2 weeks ago, I read, or was it 3 weeks ago, where Chase is requiring a 720 credit score. Right, and 20% down. They still have a 20% down. I say all that to say it's constantly changing. What you have to do as a professional is stay on top of the information. And for us, the first thing is it's Tom, because we can ask him and he's going to tell us kind of what's happening, right? Now, with regard to the steps to home ownership, if you're dealing with buyers, I love KW Connect. I love KW because there is a lot of resources that's already there that will help you kind of tweak the message. Because the reality is the message is coming from you. And in a way, you know how to talk to your tribe, if you will, right? So if you go on kwconnect.com, that's where all of our resources are. And just in the search bar, just put, home buyers steps or steps to home buyer, because it's different formal presentation. It might even be steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or someone might have uploaded some information they set up. Here's the thing that's very important. We're not trying to make the sale with the message. The message is we're letting you know that you need this information and I'm here to help you. Mm-hmm. So it's almost like little crumbs, little nuggets. Like, you know what? Like, hey guys, it's 8 steps to, 8 might seem too many. I heard your generation like a faster. 5 steps to ownership. And it may be number 1, find out where you are in your credit, right? What's your buying power? Knowledge is power. That's easy. You need to talk to a lender. I know a great person that can educate you, no obligation, no cost. You know what I mean? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
There's just like that. But yeah, that's the easiest way to do it. You don't even have to Google. Our Google and Keller Williams is kwconnect.com.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And don't be afraid to have the conversations. What you may enjoy looking at, they're starting to kind of post. Some of the bigger agents have taken to doing like webinars, because I used to stand flat-footed in front of people, bring coffee and donuts and hope people show up, to give this information. Now you can do it online. There are some agents that are doing the webinars. Watch them, sign up and watch them and see how they give the information.
Mm-hmm.
Help? Adrian?
Yes, okay. Definitely.
Okay.
Thank you.
Welcome. Good on you. I want to find me some young people to help. Oh, look at the baby. Cute. Anybody else? Questions, concerns, just thoughts? Need to scream a little bit? You heard that we are, they're talking about LA not formally fully opening up until July 4th. Is that what
Yes, July 4th, right.
You know what it is? Because God doesn't want me to come out of this house with this quarantine 15. So it's my fault. I will be good. I bought
So they're going to wait and open up on the holiday.
You know what's interesting, and this is why we have to be ready to get ready. It's very easy to think about our area, because I was thinking about this last night. Our area, we're Los Angeles, but remember, it's different municipalities, right? You have the mayor of Carson, you have Mayor Butts, who constantly wants to remind everybody that he's the mayor of Inglewood. Garcetti is not our mayor. So Inglewood could be navigating and opening up some things sooner, right? That's why we have to stay on top of it. But overall, I think we're going to be pretty much doing like we're doing now, which is working remotely. And then, the office, we are not going back into our office. Are you guys aware of that?
Yeah, the new one, June 1st, right?
I don't know. I don't think the new one is June 1st. I think that June 1st, last I recall, was that starting June 1st, they're going to come up with a systematic way for everyone that needs to access the old office, maybe to retrieve things, like if you had office space or left stuff or what have you. And then how long it will be on the build out, for the new space.
Right.
The great news is we have all the let me tell you something. Your team leader, Nicole, she worked magic tricks. We have all the capital we need to have really the flyest, impressive office. So when we're bringing our clients, when you're bringing other agents that you may want to introduce them and recruit them over to KW. It's called Profit Share. And today is Profit Share Day. People love the 21st of the month. I mean, they've really been working like crazy. Nicole's been working like nuts to get that together. When we'll be absolutely ready, don't know.
Right.
I know they're looking at planning some maybe like site visits or something like that. But again, everything is connected to how the city says we can navigate safely.
Right.
Right? But of course, that doesn't stop business, right?
Right.
You know, for me, I had actual things in the pipeline ready to go live, and my sellers, because they're older, they just got nervous.
Okay.
So I'm like you, working on things in the pipeline, because I will share with you across this country, and it's mostly in cities and states that didn't have leadership that shut down everything, but real estate is still happening. And even within this city, there's some areas where business is really still the same year over year. So the business is there. Anybody else? Let me see. Is anybody doing the bold pivot? Anybody doing the bold?
This is Anita. I'm doing bold pivot.
So what do you think about it? I'm behind. I'm behind by 2 seconds.
I think it's awesome. There's some things I still need to practice scripts, but I've gotten kind of confused which scripts I'm supposed to be practicing.
Okay. Have you joined us on script practice on the phone?
Not yet.
So I'll answer that twofold, and thank you for sharing and the question. So in Bold Pivot, there's definitely some specific scripts they've shared. And one of the things with when anybody takes Bold, we don't share the scripts outside of the people who committed and invested money in themselves for Bold. So I won't tap into those scripts. What I will say, at the very least, if you go back to our KW Google site, which is kwconnect.com,
okay.
On the first page, you scroll down, you'll see where there's a section, there's the video, on-demand video, which you see my eyes increase, I'm trying to remember what the page looks like. On-demand video, that's from things they've taped before. We move on, and you scooch down a little bit, and it's resources, right?
Okay.
And you'll see, I believe it was like 6 pictures that show resources. Well, right beneath that says additional pivot resources. If you click that, it takes you through to a page that kind of lists things, and there's actually a buyer and a seller script.
Okay.
To dealing with right now what we're dealing in the world, COVID-19. And I will tell you,
COVID-19 stuff.
With our script practice, Wednesday morning and Saturday morning, but not this Saturday. I'm fake Memorial Day vacation. I'm gonna sit on the porch and wave to people. I
hear you.
Normal. I need something that feels normal, and I normally would be gone. So it's what it is. What we're working on for the month of June is only those 2 scripts, right? So for seller script, the scenario is a person wants to take their listing off the market or hold off putting it on the market because of COVID-19. If it's a buyer, and this is happening, a buyer that wants to halt the home buying, the home search process because of COVID-19. So we have 2 very distinct scripts that answer that. And for those that haven't joined me yet for script practice, I'll tell you what it is right quick. So on Wednesday mornings, 9 a.m., on Saturday, 9 a.m., and you get the text message that reminds you, right? We get on the phone. I chose the phone because then you don't have to worry about all this computer business, how I look and all that stuff, right? You can just grab the phone, whatever. At 9:01, we go right into a script practice. Somebody agrees to be the agent, somebody is the buyer or seller, and we just do role play, right?
Oh, okay.
Because here's what we know. We have we have so many very educated, well-spoken folks in our office. That's without question. However, we're in a sales environment language, how you lay down, you know, how you lay out your position is important. So they already have taken the time to kind of structure the conversation through those two objections, right?
Right.
And they were done purposefully. If we focus on learning the scripts exactly, not time to zhuzh it up yet, learn exactly, and we practice with focus and intention, when we're in front of people, we have better chance of conversion and in our conversation. In other words, we're practicing as if we're in the Super Bowl. So when we get in the Super Bowl, we actually don't freeze up. Does that make sense?
Yes,
Yep.
it does.
So literally, and anyone who's been on the call, they'll tell you, if you go off script, I stop you. Because we all, and I'm learning it too. I'm studying the exact same stuff. This is new. There's never been COVID-19. There's never been a pandemic like this. There's never been world shut down, right?
Right.
But just focus on those two scripts. Just those. It's all kind of other scenarios, I get it, but those, you get those in the bag, you'll feel better about the conversations. And I will tell you that we're not trying to sell people anything right now. Our job should be to be as a resource, and the resource may be just giving some information, right? Just because we're going to come on the other side of this. We know that. We don't know what it looks like, but we know. But like, for instance, to a seller, you know, it makes sense that someone would be nervous to have their house on the market. I don't want people coming through my house. Let's say that's the objection. Well, we have some systems in place, processes in place that put safety first, but someone can still market their home, right? And we need to be able to convey that and not sound like, listen, I just need to close this deal and get a check.
Right.
But more so, let me give you the information that with all this information, you can make an informed decision that's best for you. And even if when it's all said and done, buyers and the seller say, nah, I'd rather wait, but you've established trust and you've established a fiduciary responsibility or relationship, meaning they could tell that your care for their safety and their well-being was first and foremost. When they're ready to do business, who do you think they would be fine with doing business with? You.
Right.
So the scripts are really good because they come from a place of care, but also from a point of still being a consultant, right? Still saying, listen, here's the deal. Like even with a seller, I'll give an example. Seller might be nervous about someone in their house, but we don't know what this market is going to look like when this is said and done.
Right.
You know what I mean? Those kind of things. So the buyer script is real easy. It's like one page. Seller's a little bit more in depth. But again, at kwconnect.com, you're looking for the pivot ahead, the pivot ahead shift scripts. One for buyers, one for sellers. Matter of fact, you know what? I'll make it easy. Would it be easier if I get it to Brandon and just have him send them out? Would that be helpful?
That'd be good. Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, that will work.
And then again, listen, if you could just set aside, I try to get our scripts time in and out in like 20 or 25 minutes. It's not an hour. We're busy. We have other things to do. We want to build to the point, the goal, or at least the goal I have for you guys is by the time we get in our new office space, guys, you know, everybody should be like script masters. Can you imagine what if you were so comfortable in what you needed to say with clients that all of a sudden, like for instance, Annette, if you were my script partner and we agreed that every day between 10 and 3 at any time, one of us could call the other, you pick up the phone and immediately go into scripts.
Right.
We're talking about mastery on that level. And that's fun, actually. We're getting to that, right?
Okay.
I'm and scary, but it was so fun, and it's ultimately it makes you more confident, and your conversion rate, sealing the deal on the business will improve if you're comfortable with what you need to say versus just off the top of your head.
Right.
You know, so I'll let me make my little note because again, I have my AARP card and I forget stuff.
So when is the next class?
The next call, it will be on next Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell them to take it off for Saturday. But you get the text. Is everyone receiving the text messages that remind you of stuff that's starting? Have you
Yes.
seen the text?
Yes.
But how do you sign on to it? You just click onto the text or what?
It's a phone number. It's a call in.
Oh, I have to call that number.
Yes, it's a call. Okay. But every time when it comes through the text,
Yes.
it's the phone number and it has the PIN number.
I tried to call and it said this phone number is out of your network or something. That was weird. The number that Brandon had text or KW, it was like a 701.
701 number.
Oh, please hold in. Thank you. Hold on a second. Because that's weird because it was plenty of us on there yesterday. Let's see. Hold on.
I don't know why it's being weird for me.
No, but that's okay. So it's 701-802-5134.
Mm-hmm.
And then the PIN number is 433-7635. So when you called the number, it didn't let you through?
It didn't let me put the PIN number. Maybe it's something with my, my service, T-Mobile. I'm not sure.
No, that should be fine. Double check when you get a chance. Double check that you dialed the right number.
Mm-hmm.
Just double check because it's been working, and it's T-Mobile. It's not like remember. Anybody on here except me remember back in the day with Boost Mobile, not Boost, Metro PC. Don't go nowhere down the street. Oh no, no.
All right.
No, that number is the number, and it's on each of your calendars. Should have received an invitation. Like, did it load into your calendars or whatever? And then you get the text. So just double check the number.
Okay.
Because that's weird. But yeah, we get on and listen, and we don't do any of this free talk business because everybody's busy. We get right to it. Right. Everybody know if you're not on there by 9:03, don't even come because people here are serious because we're just doing it and then we get on with our day. Right? And if we can build it up where people really enjoy it, it's helpful. Am I willing to add more days? Absolutely. That would be great to have it where Monday through Friday, or at least maybe a few more times a week we do it. We're just trying to build a new skill set and a new expectation. So try. But